and his reaction is probably the worst of all time.
So Butler's number 8 ranking is going to take a hit. Richard Grant in the mild upset. A unanimous decision victory. Against Butler. Whoa! Butler just ran across the ring.
That was a full power punch. There was no holding back.
What's good? Dark Knight Gang and it's Stan Gang. Today I'm about to do a video from Listertainment. This one right here is titled Top 10 Worst Fighter Reactions After Losing a Fight. Y'all requested it, don't trip, you know I got y'all. I'll do one more reaction after this. Why not? I'll drop 3 today, even though it's pretty late, but hey, it is what it is. We about to see fighters, the worst fighter reactions after losing the fight. They probably mad like, nah, I ain't lose that, ref. I ain't lose that. Y'all ain't counting right, cuz. Like the YouTube versus TikTok fight when they said, oh boy had a, I don't watch him, so I don't know his name. But it was like, it was a draw where he clearly won. If you know what I'm talking about, bro, you know what I'm talking about. The YouTubers versus TikTokers. Anyway, I'm ready to hop into this fight. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a good day. Have a great day. Today have started off pretty well. I'm going to have a great night tonight as well. I got baby girl coming through again. Yeah. She got that wet too. It was nice. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you feel me? Anyway, let's hop into the video. We're going to see what's up. Shout out to the gang. Let's go.
In the fight between AJ Agarzam and Chris Lencioni earlier this month, AJ acted like a giant child after the fight.
Lencioni defeats AJ Agarzam.
That's what you do.
And Mike Beltran not impressed at all with the post-fight attitude of one of our combatants.
There you go. Let's go. Let's go.
The fight was scored as 30-27, 30-26, and 29-28, all for Lencioni, meaning that this fight was not hard to score at all. But AJ still thought he got robbed. There was some bad blood between him and Chris, so this might contribute to this reaction. But still, to have the referee try to force you to shake hands with your opponent because you're acting like a petulant child is pretty embarrassing. AJ also headbutted his opponent at one point during the fight, which shows that he is just a hot-headed fighter. He then blamed the judge for being biased since he knew both him and Chris. But this is the only judge that gave him a round.
Yeah, I was about to say, all 3 of them said you didn't win, bro.
Levin Sonia is a Georgian boxer who in 2018 fought against
this nigga hairy AF.
and Spaz, and he lost the fight via decision, and he did not take it very well. He first wanted to continue fighting with his opponent by challenging him to go for another round. And Ganov seemed very willing to keep going, but the referee had to step in.
Yeah,
he
it's
lost
over,
his
bro.
mind.
Oh, what happened? Is he hitting his own trainer? Hey, the homie tripping. The homie tripping.
Yeah, that was his trainer trying to calm him down, but Sonia was not taking it. He just swung and landed a shot, but the trainer showed great moves as he avoided most of the power, but still lost his balance a bit. Then he swung at him again. This time the coach avoided the punch altogether and slapped him back. I don't know why he's so mad. His record stood at 15-12 after this fight. He has plenty of experience as a loser. So Alistair Overeem is a great fighter who has had a ton of success. But when he faced off against Stipe Miocic back in 2016, he lost the fight after getting knocked out.
Miocic is a beast.
There's no shame in losing to Stipe. He is considered the greatest heavyweight of all time in the UFC. But Overeem said this after the fight.
I believe when I punched him and he went down, I followed him, I got him in a guillotine choke, and I clearly felt a tap. The ref didn't see it, the ref didn't jump in. So the fight continued.
Let's see
I
the
truly
replay.
enjoy how Joe Rogan tries to get Overeem to tell him where exactly he felt the tap. Not once, but twice, which just ends up embarrassing Overeem in front of the whole crowd when there was no tap to be seen anywhere. He did knock down Miocic, which is a good accomplishment, and he tried to finish him off. But come on, man, don't try to make something up that can be so clearly disproven. Just take your loss and go home with some shred of respect left.
That wasn't too bad. He ain't go crazy about it.
So TJ Dillashaw is already a cheater as he was caught using performance-enhancing drugs and it was banned for 2 years. But in his last fight against the GOAT, Henry Cejudo, he did not take his loss with any sort of integrity.
Dillashaw a little bit desperate here. Oh, he got a big right from Cejudo.
Yeah, it's over.
Dillashaw did not want to admit that he had lost the fight via knockout, even though he got hurt like 3 times straight. So the referee had to step in to stop the fight to avoid further damage.
Yeah, because you was about to get killed.
That guy did you a favor and you get angry at him? He's just looking out for your health, man. I understand your need to compete. The fight, at least in my eyes, was over. Jose Uzcategui faced off against Andre Durrell for the first time back in 2017, and this fight had a controversial ending for 2 reasons.
The round was all about Durrell's jab as he finds himself along the ropes and not again.
Yeah, he knocked him out after the bell.
Uzcategui threw a 3-punch combination toward the end of the round, with the last punch landing after the bell. Durrell wasn't able to continue after this punch as he got knocked out.
Dang.
The referee waved off the fight and ruled that the punch was intentional, thus Uzcategui was disqualified. The punch was clearly after the bell, but I think it was clearly an accident since he was already moving when the bell rang.
So he gave him a loss. He said he's disqualified. How would you rate this fight? I mean, not how would you rate it, but what would you consider the end of it? I wouldn't say it's a clean knockout. Clearly it's not. But I wouldn't disqualify the other guy and make him lose either. Maybe a tie? I don't know, because neither one of them will want to tire their record either. They just got to do a rematch.
The fighters made up with both of them showing great respect for each other, but
Fighters, let me tell you.
Oh, wow.
My gosh. That's inappropriate.
Durrell's uncle took this offense personally, and this is actually the winner's side acting like an idiot. Obviously, this is an assault, and Leon Lawson, who is also Durrell's assistant trainer, sucker punched Uzcategui for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
Your fighter was awarded the win, and they both showed respect for each other. Why would you do this? He was arrested and was banned from ever serving in any fighter's corners indefinitely.
Yeah, you tripping, bro. Gang, little
Earlier this year in May, Marlon Vera faced off against Song Yadong, and it was an extremely close fight that turned out to be really hard to judge. Not just for the judges, but the fans, writers, and other experts who were split on who actually won. Although Vera thought that he won the fight easily, and he showed it at the end of the fight.
Here with the winner, Song Yadong Song.
That is a terrible way to react, even if you felt so sure that you got robbed in such a close fight. Your opponent is not responsible for the judges' scorecards. He was in there trying to win the fight just like you, and there's no reason to disrespect him because you feel somebody else made a mistake. Also, I would have
if it's that close and he really thought he won, I understand his
been pretty mad
frustration.
too if I celebrated early before the results were even said out loud, and then I looked like an idiot when I actually lost the fight. That didn't help at all. This fight had a Mike Tyson moment when Astrid Clementa decided to bite his opponent Andrzej Pesek in the ear just to copy his cannibalistic idol.
Clementa in heller Hose beißt dem Serben Andrzej Pesek mehrfach ins Ohr. Anschließend,
he then got angry after the fight was stopped for obvious reasons. Then his opponent's trainer Alexander Petkovic got into the ring and went to tell him off. Clementa did the unthinkable.
dessen Trainer Petkovic. Und was macht der? Antwortet mit einer krachenden Linken.
That punch by Clementa barely landed, but Petkovic was a heavyweight boxer who had fought 58 times and won 50 of them.
Back
so when he reacted with a left hook, he hurt Clementa and staggered him badly.
Yeah, I saw it.
Clementa then walked away and looked kind of scared, to be honest. Petkovic really set up that punch since he looked like he was going to throw a right cross, but changed it up and snuck in that left hook.
Whew. That was a clean left hook too.
James Butler is a pretty horrible person, as he actually killed somebody a few years after this event.
Oh yeah,
he had a boxing fight against Richard Grant in 2001 where he lost the fight via unanimous decision, and his reaction is probably the worst of all time.
So Butler's number 8 ranking is going to take a hit. Richard Grant in the mild upset, a unanimous decision victory against Butler. Whoa! Butler just ran across the ring.
That was a full power punch. There was no holding back, and he wasn't even wearing gloves anymore. What kind of piece of shit is this guy? Well, based on the fact that he killed Sam Kellerman, who was Max Kellerman's brother, he is a pretty bad person. Also, I can't believe he allowed this guy to fight again. He actually fought again 2.5 years later, which is hard to believe.
Damn, he hit the last dude hard, and with no gloves, you could have. He's a professional fighter too. He could have killed that dude.
Also, I can't believe he allowed this guy to fight again. He actually fought again 2.5 years later, which is hard to believe. This is probably the saddest reaction in UFC history. This was the second fight between Daniel Cormier and John Jones, where Cormier got staggered by a head kick and got finished by Jones in the 3rd round.
Hard time reaching John. Jones trying to press the ground and pound. That could be it. That's it. He's out.
Cormier was full of emotions after the fight, and he even walked out of the ring after the results were read out loud. But then he came back and gave this interview.
Daniel, give us your thoughts right now.
I don't know, man. I thought the fight was going well. I don't even know what happened.
This is just a highly disappointed guy who was very competitive in this fight and lost concentration for just 1 second.
Yeah, man.
And that was enough for him to lose. How could he not be this emotional after months of being called a paper champion and people telling him that once Jones comes back, he's gonna lose the title, and then it comes true? That has to suck.
Yeah.
Later, this fight was overturned and declared a no contest as Jones was caught using steroids.
Oh. John Jones on steroids. I didn't know that.
Back in 2012 at UFC 113, Paul Daley was fighting against Josh Koscheck, and he lost his fight via decision. Koscheck was able to smother Daley for the entire fight, and they had a conversation where they were on the floor, and this was the result. Apparently, Daley told Koscheck when they were fighting that he was going to punch him after the fight once he was able to get up. And he claims that he's a man of his word, so he went ahead and did it. That has to be the stupidest reason ever to punch somebody after the fight is over, after you got your ass kicked. Also, he was kicked out of the UFC for this stupid move. I wonder if the fighters get any shit from people for getting manhandled by the ref like Daley just did, because it makes them look kind of weak, to be honest.
Nah, these refs
Do you think that there's any reason that you shouldn't show good sportsmanship after a loss?
I mean, this was a good video. Thank you guys so much for requesting it. Yeah, some of these dudes was tripping after the fight. They still trying to fight them because they mad at what the judges did. If you mad at the judges, why are you taking out on the other fighters still? You already lost, bro. You feel me? Like, I understand them being upset, but still trying to attack? Nah, you tripping. Shout out to the gang. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.